What's up guys? Today I'm going to briefly be showing you a little bit about using data inside of Jekyll. It's a great way to go ahead and do pretty much exactly what it sounds and add your own very specific data into your Jekyll project. So I'm going to show you how I use this on my personal website within my blog, and maybe you can figure out some way that you can use this for yourself. And if you do, make sure you comment it down below. I'd love to see what it is you guys have created. So let's go ahead and jump into this project. Alright guys, so I have got my personal website. This is my business website that I built a while ago using Jekyll, and that was the first tutorial that I did on this channel. But I've got it open right now, and I have 3 pages open. So I have my data page, I have my post layouts page, and I have an actual post. So I'm going to show you how I'm writing it and then how I'm pulling in the data that I wrote. So to start off, data files, there's 3 different kinds of files that Jekyll will allow you to use for these data files. So the 3 file types that it allows you to use is YAML, JSON, and CSV. So I'm going to be using JSON in this tutorial, although this will work in both YAML and CSV files as well. So in our JSON file, this is how we have to write this right here to get this to work. So I'm calling this section right here, I'm calling this Zachary Newton. So I'm treating this as the author. So the name of this file is authors.json. So I'm basically calling all of this information, I'm calling it this author right here. That's how I'm writing this. So I'm giving this author the name of Zachary Newton, and I'm giving it the avatar image of this path, which will take you to the avatar image. Now this author right here, I just added this in for this tutorial. This doesn't actually exist, but I put it in here to show you a use case where you might have more than one author in this specific setup. But I'm doing the same thing. I'm calling this author Jeremy Rivera, and I'm giving this author a name of Jeremy Rivera and an avatar of this path that should take you to that avatar image. So that's the JSON file. That's really it. It's very simple, and that's how you would write this. Now it can be a bit more complex, and you could even make this a little more simple if you wanted to, but this is the basis of how you'll most likely be writing your JSON files, and I'll show you how we will go ahead and pull the data out of here and use this. So before I show you my post layout file where I have all the data actually being pulled, I'm going to show you what I did in my actual post. So if I come over here to my post, I have set up a variable in the YAML front matter up here, not the liquid code. I have been confusing that in the past, but trying to drill this in my head. So in the YAML front matter up here, I have created a variable called author. Now keep that in mind because that's important, and then look at the value that I gave this variable. I gave this variable the value of Zachary Newton, just like this. And if we look back at the authors.json file we will find that we have this right here written exactly the same. And that's going to be the key thing when I show you how we're setting this up and pulling in the data within the post page. So again, I have set up a variable in the YAML front matter called author, and I gave it this value. So if we go over to the post layout page, this is essentially how we are pulling in the data. I'll show you right here. So to get this started, this is how we're pulling in the avatar image. So it's site.data, and that points us to this data folder. Now, to go farther into this, we need to select this file, and this file is called authors. So it will be site.data.authors. That is the JSON file name. So now there's 2 things we could do. We could go ahead and declare right here, we could call this. So I could write site.data.authors.ZacharyNewton.avatar, and what that will do is it will get this site.data folder, this authors.json file, this array, and it will give me this right here because I'm calling for the avatar. But to make this a little more dynamic, since we're using this in the layout for all of the posts, what I'm doing is I'm passing in this variable from the page that is the post that's using this layout. Now that I'm sure that sounded confusing, but so what I mean by I'm passing in this variable, this page.author variable, well, what is this variable? This variable is what I just showed you over here in the post page. It's this author variable right here. So I'm passing this value in right here. So essentially this is writing and outputting site.data.authors.zachary Newton.avatar, and that is giving me the avatar picture. And then if we come over here just to the right of this, I'll just show you right here. Well, let's go right beneath it actually. Right here, this is almost exactly the same thing, but now I am pulling this name right here. So I am going and saying site.data.authors, which again brings us to this JSON file. And I'm passing in that same variable from the post called page.author, which in this specific post is Zachary Newton. And I am calling the name of that variable right there. So it's site.data.authors.Zachary Newton.name. That is the equivalent of what we are writing here, but by passing in a variable just like this, we are making this fairly dynamic for a static site generator, and we don't have to write all of this every single time. We simply just have to change this variable. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope it helped you. If it did, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. And if you like the content that I'm creating on this channel, head on over to my Patreon account at patreon.com/Zachary R. Newton, where you can help support this channel and help me create better videos every week. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.